It's Ian from Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts again, and it's review time. And today I'm reviewing the Vive Health four-wheel mobility scooter. The Vive four-wheel mobility scooter. Vive, whichever. Okay, let's get into this. These scooters, originally I think this design was by Pride. It's gone through a few changes like wheels and front shroud and bumper and all that kind of thing. But yeah, these scooters, they come under all different names, and I'm gonna put them on the screen all over the place, what these scooters are and where you can get them from. They're just a plethora of different names. You know, things like this one, the Vive. Then you had the original Pride, the Pride Ultra, not Ultra X, but Ultra. E-Wheels copied it, or basically it's just a design that came up in China, and everybody just puts their name on it. They either stitch it on the back of the seat or put a sticker on the front or on the top of the tiller there. But it's all basically the same design. And of course this one is the Vive or Vive Health or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I'm not going to go easy on this thing because there's more bad, I believe, than there is good. If you just want to have a scooter to pot around, not take it apart and just go around the house maybe, or just go and get the mail from the mailbox or something like that. But transporting, you need to be pretty able to get up and down, because I have to get down on my knees to take this thing apart and put it back together. But yeah, so let's get into it. We'll do the usual top to bottom, go through the specifications. What the hell are those? They look like some kind of volcanoes or something. Obviously horn and light button, and those here lights, those funny looking things at the front there. But anyway, yeah, this is an old design there, with your throttle pot and your circuit boards all in there. Your speed dial, slowest and fastest, just like any other scooter. Straight handlebar. Your LED battery gauge and power light just there. Easy pull key. These are identical to Pride, so if you're looking for a Pride key, you can probably get one from these guys. Don't know what the price is. Like I said, horn button, light button, throttle. There is no top console charging port. The only charging port you've got is on the battery pack just there. No fuse either. I believe there's a fuse inside, but there's your charge port there, and your reset button if there's any overload, like a circuit breaker. Front basket, you get a lock-in front basket. Quite a reasonable sized basket, so that's a plus for this scooter, with a handle. Not that flexible, not that strong, but it's good enough. And there's your top console tiller, your tiller adjustment knob just there, just like any other scooter. And your front and rear harness there, held on by a zip tie just there. It does have a front bumper. That's another positive for this scooter. Solid rubber tyres with look like aluminum and black wheels. They look pretty cool. Smallish footboard, but it does have the pads at the front to put your feet on. But if you suffer with knee problems or bending your knees, then measure this out. Just make sure you can get your feet in there. I can't get my size 11s in there, so that'll give you an idea. The seat post is adjustable, and it does have a lock just there to stop it from rattling and spinning, and obviously your seat locating pin to keep the height. Your armrests are also adjustable. They are very thin, very slim, a little bit of padding, and they do articulate up. In fact, they do articulate all the way back down. Just be careful on these edges. They have set the armrests quite far into the seat, but they do articulate, and you can adjust them just with that little nut Allen thing there, just so they don't dip down or, you know, slant down, whatever. They are small, they're not very big, so about 3/4 of my arm up to my wrist there, but good enough. Back to the top console, you have your throttle just there, made of flimsy-ish plastic, and it does stick out quite a bit when you're operating it, so if you're full throttle on forward it does stick out a little bit, so be careful, don't hang bags and things on your top console because it could get caught in it and may not be able to stop. You do have your warning labels on there, read the manual, don't operate a cell phone, and it's probably going to be wet weather, sticker there. Going back down to the seat is very, very, very thin, so there's not much padding at all for it, so you wouldn't want it to be in it for a very long period of time. It's got padding in it, but it's, like I said, not really thick. You do have a little pouch at the back, but I don't know what you're getting there, maybe a letter, bit of paper or something like that. You wouldn't be able to get a bottle of water in there, not without it exploding, but I think it was just an afterthought just to put their name on the back of the seat, because I don't think these seats originally had pouches at the back. Like I said, armrest adjustment, there is no pins to lock them in place, so if these do back off then your armrest is going to go flying if you're transporting it on a car. Moving down to the back end, you have your anti-tip wheels just as normal there and there, a grab handle for when you do disassemble or you want to lift the whole thing in one piece. You've got your brake release handle there, your neutral and drive, so that's your neutral so you can freewheel it, and lock for drive, so drive lock. There's your battery hold down, that was an afterthought because these batteries kept jumping up and cutting the scooter out, so that's why they put that on there. Prides didn't have those. I believe it was in the handle, you'd pull the handle and it had a release lock mechanism in there to lock it in place. Why they didn't continue with that for this version, I guess it must have been patented, but yeah, the handle you pull up and it released it's down there, but this one you have to rely on that clamp to lock the battery in place. But if the velcro at the front of the battery starts to wear away, the battery pack will still jump up, so that's why I don't like this design. Comes in various colours, blue, red, silver, and obviously this one's black. I think they've added this to the fleet, but it used to be just blue, red and silver, I believe. But yeah, there's your frame there, black frame with these cutouts, and that's what you can distinguish. With all these scooters, they all look the same, they just changed little bits of them, but basically they're all the same. Seat rotation handle does exactly what all scooters do, rotates, stops at every 45 degrees all the way around. Oh, just like that. Tiller is adjustable forward and backwards, you know, it will go forward a bit and it also folds down when you're not using it if you're transporting in a car. Okay, your basket just lifts off just as normal with that, and there's your destruction manual. So you do get a charger with it, of course, that's in the basket there, just a regular 2 amp charger, nothing bigger than that for these size batteries. Now with these batteries, a lot of scooters don't use these type of batteries, and what I mean by that is they have an internal thread to attach the batteries to the battery box. Most battery suppliers nowadays do not have those batteries, so if you want to do a direct replacement, you would have to go through Vive Health or Vive Health, and they would have to supply the batteries for you. Otherwise, you have to alter them to the F2 connectors, and those are these type. They're like a spade connector, and they call these F2. So you'd have to change the wiring in the battery pack to accept those more readily available, those batteries. Okay, I'm going to go through some specifications of this, so hang fire and I'll just open the page so I can give you some information. Okay, so I'll give you the dimensions now. Funnily enough, these dimensions, the length 960 millimeters. I don't know why they did millimeters, but that's what they did. Width is 500 millimeters and the height is 840 millimeters. Now I'm guessing that's to the top of the tiller. The seat height from the ground is 18.5 inches. Now they're reverted to inches by 21.5. So that's adjustable from 18 at its lowest to 21 at its highest. Now I'm guessing that's to the seat back. Seat width 17 inches, seat depth is 15 inches, which is quite narrow when you compare it to something like the Go-Go. I think they're 17 by 17, something like that. So it is quite a narrow seat, quite a stumpy seat compared to something like the Go-Go, which is you can see the thickness of that compared to that. That's a wafer, and that's a seat. So just to give you an idea of what you're buying. Armrest height 6.75. I'm not going to go through the rest of these sort of silly little things that they put in here. Leg room, seat back to tiller, so that's from the seat back to the tiller. Why they would say that, I don't know, because that's not really leg back, leg room. But yeah, 27 inches from there to there, but that's adjustable, so that will go out a little bit, but that's not really leg room, so it should be from there to there. So net weight is 40 kilos, which is 88.2 pounds. Now, meaning net weight, I'm guessing that's just the scooter without the battery. Maximum speed is 3.7 miles an hour, which is slower than your Go-Go's. Your Sport does 4.7, I believe, and the regular Go-Go Traveller there at the end is 4 miles an hour. Let's see what their distance is going to be. Maximum travel distance, in theory, they put in parenthesis, is 12.4 miles. I don't know what they mean in theory. I mean, if you drop it out of a plane at 40,000 feet, it's going to go travelling 40,000 feet. Anyway, I think typically one of these I would expect to do between 4 and 6 miles, depending on the terrain and the person driving it and the state of the batteries, and also the age and state of the scooter. So I don't think you're going to get 12 miles. I think that's really optimistic about that one. All the usual things, you've got 180 watt motor, which is quite little compared. I think these are 250s on the Go-Go Elite Travellers, something like that, 250 watt. But anyway, still runs on a 24 volt system. But that's pretty much it for specifications for this. These are obviously, as you can see, a straight handlebar operation, so not for everybody. If you have thumb problems and you operate with your thumb and you've got like arthritis or something like that, then it's not the scooter for you. It probably hurt your thumbs, whereas a Delta tiller you can do either, fingers or thumbs. But this one you're stuck with using your thumbs, and some people can't operate that, so that's one thing to look out for. So I'm going to embark on this lovely little one of many scooters and give you some true facts about what it feels like to drive. So hang tight and let's get on board. Okay, when you sit on this, you feel it straight away. It's cheap. You know it's cheap. You feel it. Look at my feet. I'm having to splay my feet open wide to get them into the actual. You can't even do it like that because my toes are curled up at the end, so I would have to ride like that or like that. Very flimsy plastic at the front. It is actually flexing and moving. If you can see, if I can keep my camera still, but that is moving and flexing. I have to sit, like I said, with my feet wide open. The armrests are touching my leg, just there. They're very low, and there's not much seat back support either. If I can try and show you, it's right in the lower portion of my back. I don't know if you can see that, so I'll have to do it one-handed, but it's right there instead of up here like it is on the Prides. On the better scooters, you know, you pay that extra money for a more comfortable ride. Like I said, the seat's very hard. The armrests are okay, they're kind of squishy, but they do flex a lot. As you can see, they do move, and so does the chair. It does wobble side to side and forward and backwards, and creaks and groans. And this is a brand new, only 1 month old scooter. Driving position's okay, you know, it's just as normal, but yeah, you've got the straight handlebars, but look how far I have to move my thumb. Instead of there, I have to drag it all the way back and use my fingers to operate, and leave my fingers on the handlebar instead of there and operate with my thumb. So this tiller top console sits way back, and then they've extended it, as you can see, they've brought it out and across, so it's even further away, so you're operating like that, and then you can bring your fingers in, but your thumb is in the middle of the throttle there. And it'd be the same on this side, you'd be operating with your thumb, and this would probably chafe your palm of your hand there, but anyway, just little things to look out for. Turn the key on, it does an annoying beep and a flash. Any error codes, it's going to give you a flash and a beep at the same time. I'm just going to put it in neutral, so you can see it beeping and flashing, all sorts of things. I do believe the error codes are in the booklet, so if you do get that error code, you'll have to look it up and see what it is, but that was brake. So I'm in the starting wide open position, so I'm going to operate, let's put it on slowest, so you can operate just as normal. That's forward, that's backwards, at least it hasn't got the annoying beep. Well, that's forward, and that's backwards. It does kind of roll backwards for about 2 seconds before it actually engages the brake, so if you, and there it goes. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of travel on the throttle, and you have to stretch your fingers, but yeah, so that's its slowest position. Now the worst part of this scooter is its turning radius, so if you take you've got to be judging your corners very well. So if you're in a tight space, then you may have to do some reversing to negotiate corridors or tight spaces. I wouldn't be able to turn down here. I mean, it's just going to hit the wall, as you can see there, because it's just not tight enough turn. So that's I think it's about 30-degree turn angle on this, but yeah, I'm going to hit that. Yep, I hit the post there because it won't turn sharp enough. But anyway, get what you pay for. Yeah, let's turn the speed up to half speed. It's pretty quick. You can feather the throttle, so just take your turn slower to get used to it. Straight handlebar design, so you're operating with your thumbs, like I said. And look how far that sticks out there, so just be careful, like I said, with bags or anything like that. Don't hang them on the handlebars because it could get trapped and caught up in the throttle. But there's a lot of travel on that. I'm having to grip with my fingertips like that and then operate. As you can see, that's on just inside the palm of my hand, and I'm operating around about there on the throttle pedal instead of there. But maybe because I've got big hands, I don't know. But yeah, the seat does wobble forward, backwards, left and right, and it creaks a lot. A very creaky scooter. So be okay if you're just travelling to the mailbox or down to a clubhouse or something like that. But the seat is very, very stiff and not much padding. The armrests, like I say, they're tucked on top of my legs. Not very comfortable at all. I wouldn't like to travel on the sidewalk cracks out on the sidewalk pavement. It would probably drive me insane because there's not much seat cushioning. It's very, very stiff seat. Operating position's not bad. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's a little bit lower at the front, but having to sit with my legs splayed open like that is kind of uncomfortable. And to be honest, on that position, I feel crouched over and my knees are nearly in my eye sockets. Not the best of positions, and if you ever suffer with knee problems, then it's probably not going to help you much. I like to sit on these things with my feet planted on the ground, 90-degree angle, but I don't like my feet angled out at 45 degrees because it puts them outside of the scooter, and if you do happen to catch it, go too close to a wall or something, too wide, oh crikey, yeah, too wide of a turn, then you're not going to make it. But anyway, that's enough going round in circles. No beeping backwards, so that's a good thing, that's a positive. But like I say, it's got a long stop before it stops in the reverse, and about half speed. So I'm now going to get off this thing and show you how to assemble and disassemble this thing, and show you how difficult it is, and see if you can make a decision on whether you should purchase one of these. So hang fire. I'll get my lovely assistant Jennifer to help me out with filming this bit, because I can't do it all, because you need both hands and be on the floor to take it apart. So let's see you in a moment. Okay, so I'm now going to show you how to disassemble and assemble one of these things. First of all, turn it off, take your key out, pop it in the basket. Your little lock, push it backwards towards the tiller, and that releases the basket. Your seat, easy, just pulls off front and back, and that's put to one side. Now you're going to need to get on your hands and knees to do the rest of this. There's your seat post with your seat lock and the pin, and that's your battery release, hold down, lock down thing, whatever we want to call it. Just loosen that up a little bit until you feel it loose, and swing it out of the way so it's facing front to rear. That way you can remove your battery pack, just lift straight up. So this is your little plastic grab handle. This is how you would support the front, but you need to release this front to rear harness from the front. Just unscrew it anti-clockwise. As you can see, you've got a top sticker to help you go put it back in. So once it's released completely, you can then just wiggle it loose and put it to one side. On this, you have a little yellow lift handle to release the front and rear by pulling up. Keep pulling up, keep it together as best you can, and sit it back on its anti-tip wheels like that. That way you can then put your hand in there, just be careful, and then just lift the front away and put it down like that. Your tiller adjustment knob, just undo it a little bit till you feel it loose, and just drop it down. I recommend put it kind of parallel to the floorboard, that way you can put your battery pack when it's in the trunk of the car, just save space so you're not taking up too much room. You have the little bumper at the front there, you can lift it, but just be careful of lifting it from there. Don't lift it from there because there is no steering lock on there, but just be careful it doesn't jab you in the ribs. Or you can lift it from the little expensive plastic handle, but it'll probably break on you. So when you come to put it back together, make sure that yellow handle is facing like that, and make sure this cable is not dangling down like that, because if you put it together, forget about it, you'll end up damaging this and the scooter will not work. Make sure it's on its anti-tip wheels like it is, and then make sure you bring it together close enough that you've got to put those little cutouts there on those little tabs just there, one either side. Steady the tiller, bring it back, and just make sure it's level. If it's rocking like that, just make sure it's seated correctly. Steady the front, grab it from the seat post and slowly push it forward, kind of lean it forward like that, and it should click together like that. Put your tiller back up and lock it in position where you want it, and then your front to rear harness, like I said, it's got the top sticker. If that does come off that sticker, put a little mark on there just to tell you which way round it goes, and it should just slot in, and then just tighten it by going clockwise to tighten it back up. Make sure your yellow handle's not forward and tip back like that, and then replace your battery. Now your battery pack, you want to put it in the back end first, so kind of tilt it up a little bit and press down and locate it like that. Undo your lock knob, your battery securement, and then make sure it goes over both sides of the battery and tighten it back down. Just make sure it locks that battery in place, because otherwise it will jump up and stop the scooter. Your chair, just as normal, tilt back, pop it into place. You don't have to lift any handles, it should lock into place, but if it doesn't, just lift the handle and just lock it in place. And then your basket slots back on, seat back up, locate your key, stand back up, pop your key in, you should be good to roll again. Not the easiest thing to do. The new Pride, they're just so easy. I could do 2 scooters in the time it's taken me to do this. But yeah, watch your fingers when you're putting it together and taking it apart, because it can snap at you. But yeah, that's how you do one of these scooters. Thank you, Jenny. You're a star.
You're very welcome. And it's still a piece of
Who, me?
Oh.
Okay, so that is this style of scooter. You see them all over the place on eBay, especially on Amazon. They give them all sorts of different names. Fuglel, E-wheels, EW34, and the 3 wheels, the 33, I think, or something daft like that. But yeah, Vive Health, or however you want to say it. They are cheap, and they're cheap for a reason, because of that locking mechanism and having to do all that work just to take it apart and put it back together. If you want something just to poodle around from the house to the mailbox, then you can do that, and as long as you don't have to take it apart, or maybe to a clubhouse or something like that, like I said. But you get what you pay for. But even that, it's still kind of expensive, a scooter, for what you get, and there's far better technology out there for about the same price or a little bit more. So weigh it up from this video, so see what you think. Like, share with all your friends, give us up, subscribe, so give us a thumbs up. Any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll answer as best as I can. So until next time, from this multi-named scooter that's about 20-30 years old of a design, I'm Ian. Thanks for watching. Keep rolling. Bye now.
subscribe.